Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Menifee in California. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Yes, it is Glammed Up Wednesday for Winning Wednesday. I just got off my VIP Media Mastering Makeover class, and it was awesome today. We're talking about making our crazy big list of people we want to interview in our chosen areas and things. So I'm not going to tell you who's on my list just yet. I got to do research, and you know how much I love that. So I'm absolutely stoked to be doing research. So today, Winning Wednesday. So your mindset is dig deep, go deep, find that winning spark inside of you. And some of what's going to be in the business thing may actually help you. So it's digging deep. It's going down there to those resources you don't know that you actually have inside you. When you go through different challenges and stuff in life, you may think that it's sort of like, oh, I can't handle this, or I'm going, what next? It's just one thing after another that keeps piling up and piling up, and one challenge after another just keeps piling up and piling up and piling up. Dig deep. That's all I can tell you. And even going through all the challenges and stuff I've been through over the last few years, that most of you know, that some of you know about and have been on that journey with me and followed my journey and stuff. Even on those challenges, I was digging deep when I didn't even know I was doing it. It was just a case of, I agreed to keep moving forward. Sorry, my headphones may have played havoc with my hair this morning. Sorry, it just totally distracted me. But when I was in some of those moments, it was, having to remember promises that I had made, commitments that I had made, and just taking a deep, calming breath, maybe doing some meditation helped. Got my meditation in this morning. Yes. It's awesome. Actually got 2 different meditations, and I'll talk about those in a moment. But it's digging deep. It's finding that place inside you that you don't know that you have, and hauling out the resources that are inside you deep. You don't know that they're there until you need them. It's like, how am I going to get through this? And then you take that deep cleansing breath and go, it's okay, we're going to do this, we're going to keep moving forward. So this morning I listened to 2 really good meditations this morning. There's a company called Hemi Sync, HEMI-Sync, SYNC. You can get their stuff on Amazon. One of the ones I listened to was called Morning Exercise, and it's basically one you do before you even get out of bed in the morning. But HemiSync works on the brain waves, and you have to have headphones on because you need to be equal distance from the speakers on both sides to get the full effect of it. But the Morning Exercise one is taking you through the wake up process and what tasks do you need to get done today. It talks about your energy levels for the day and that sort of thing. And I did it once ages ago, but it's something you got to do consistently each morning because it builds on itself each morning. So I did the first one this morning. Thought this is really good. I think I'll do it tomorrow morning too. And then the next one I did was Breakthrough. I think it was called Breakthrough. I'll have to go back and check. And that one, it doesn't put you in a meditative state. It's actually one that you use when you need to concentrate on things, when you need to calm the brain down a little bit so you can focus a little clearer. It's also designed. It's also great for those with ADD and ADHD, so it says in the description things, or those with dyslexia, that have some sort of some sort of. I don't want to call it disability because some of it's not disability. It's who you are. That you have an overactive imagination, an overactive brain at times. It just helps calm you down and focus. And you actually play this breakthrough piece. It's like 41 or 46 minutes while you're working on a task that requires concentration, or requires you to be in that creative mode. So it helps you get into that creative mode. And they have a couple of others in there too that's designed for those with very active brains to help them focus on different things. So if you're like me that's got 1,001 thoughts going through your head at any one time and you're hitting most of those thoughts, or you easily get distracted, the shiny object syndrome. For me, it sparkles. Just watch the sparkles go by. It's not a problem. Hearing that music, it actually helped me focus on my morning devotions and journaling this morning. So I put that on while I did my morning devotion and journaling, and it helped immensely. I was not getting distracted by stuff around. Although also having head-cancelling headphones on at the same time helps immensely as well, because then I'm not distracted by any noises or by crazy dogs running up and down the RV. Because she decided let's play ball. And then she decided, no, let's do crazy runs. So I didn't get distracted by her doing that because I couldn't hear her. And I had this music that was helping me keep focused on the task at hand. So I thought, that's really cool. I might try that one again. So I'm going to do that one again. So dig deep, find those places, those resources inside you that you need to help with your energy. Find meditative programs that will help you get rid of distractions and help you focus on healing yourself, finding that extra energy that you need, helping you dig deep, and that that sort of thing that just helps you mentally. I like the hemi-sync stuff. Some of their stuff puts you kind of into a self-hypnotic state, but you're still aware of what's going on around you in case of emergencies. But it puts you in a very relaxive state. And like, I'm fully aware of where my body is, that it's laying in the recliner or laying on the couch or laying in the bed. So I'm fully aware of the presence of my body, but it pulls you into the here and now. Keeps you present, and your brain doesn't go wandering off in 10,000 different directions. So those are the hemi-sync ones. You can get them through Amazon, and there's a whole range of them. Now, the business side. One of my favorite people to learn about is Richard Branson, because he has just done so much. He has that saying, just say yes, then figure it out. That has got me in so much trouble. But all in good ways. Because there's been times like with Casey challenging me to do a Facebook Live for a year, when he said, I want to challenge you. He said, I'm going to give you a challenge to do a Facebook Live every day for a year. And I just went, okay. I didn't even think about it. It was just, yes. And then afterwards I was like, how the hell am I going to do that? I've got to do a year? Man, that's a long time. So it's reality hits you later on. But you say yes first, then figure it out. Because once you say yes, you've now committed to it. And the subconscious actually goes to work and say, how can we do this? It doesn't say, oh crap. The conscious will say, oh crap. The subconscious will go, yes, now, how do we do this? Let's figure it out. And goes into that, how can we do this? Not, oh shit, what are we going to do? They're like, nope, hey, yes, we've committed to this. Yes, we can do it. Let's get to work. So I found a really cool article. They're out there all over the place. Just Google it for Richard Branson's top 10 business successes, or top 10 tips for success, or top 10 business ideas. They're all basically the same thing, but I'm going to go through the 10 very quickly. Because I got another call to get on. So his first one is follow your dreams. And I love this because he says people who spend their time working on things they love are usually the ones enjoying life the most. So are you doing something you love? Get out there, get it today. They are also the ones who dared to take a risk and chase their dreams. I'm all about chasing the dreams, getting the goal, setting it, going for it. And he said that fellow billionaire Warren Buffett agrees that being successful at almost anything means having a passion for it. So if you want to have success, you've got to have that passion. What is your why? Why are you doing what you want to do? Why are you chasing that dream? When you find out that why, that gives you the passion and the drive to go for it. So, number one, follow your dreams. Number two, do some good. Like there's companies out there, he said, Richard Branson said, if you aren't making a positive difference to other people's lives, then you shouldn't be in business. I totally agree with that. If you're not helping other people, he says, like today you've got companies like Tom's and Tom's Shoes, which is buy a pair of shoes and they will give a pair of shoes away. They have, and what was the other one? Warby Parker, every time somebody purchases a pair of glasses, they donate a pair of glasses. So it's one for one. My hiking boots that I have, trying to remember, Ox, I can't remember the name of the brand of them. I think it's Oxo, I think is what they are. But my hiking boots, on the box, it has got written, buy a pair of boots and we will plant a tree. So companies who do things like that get great success, Buy a pair of shoes, we donate a pair of shoes. Buy a pair of glasses, we donate a pair of glasses. Buy a pair of boots, we'll plant a tree. Things like that. Well, how can you in your business give back and will make lives better for others? What can you do? I'm totally all about helping other people out any way I can. I volunteer with Immerman Angels, where I help mentor other cancer caregivers. So that's my form of giving back right now until I figure out something else that comes along. And well, that will always be there. That will always be there. But I've also got friends who have had husbands pass recently, like within the last year, and last year or so, and I've called them up and said, hey, I'm here when you need to talk. You need somebody to talk to who has walked the walk. I am available for you anytime. I don't care if you call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you call me at 2:33 in the morning. I don't care. My phone is on just for you. And yes, I have had those midnight calls. I have had those 3 a.m. calls where they are lost. They're feeling lonely. Especially in the middle of the night is when as somebody who has had a loved one transition, because you haven't lost them, because they're still there with you in spirit. And sometimes they give you little nudges to let them know that they're watching over you. And if you don't believe that, wait until it happens to you, because I was sort of like, yeah, right. And then it happened to me and I was like, okay. But so I give time back to them, and I'm always available for them. I'm available for them 24/7. Because there's times in the middle of the night when you wake up and you just got that huge sense of there's this dark, empty space inside of you that's been left behind by the person who has transitioned. And you're just feeling so lonely and in despair at that hour of the day. You just need to be able to pick up the phone and call someone. And it might be 2:33 in the morning. And I've told them, I said, you will get those times. I said, call me. Because I will help. I'll let you talk it out. I will be the ears. If you need the ears, I will be the virtual shoulder for you. I will give you the virtual hugs. I will give you the encouragement that you need. I will give you the words that you need at the time, because I will ask for the words to be given to me to give to you. So I am there for those people. So that's one of the things that I do as part of giving back. Other ideas are going to come to me at times. There's a lot of different charities and things around, and so like, who can I do this for? What can I do? So I'm still working on other ways of giving back as well. Number three on Richard Branson's list of the top 10 tips for success is believe in your ideas. He says, if you aren't proud of your idea and believe in your plans, why should anybody else? That hit me this morning. I went, oh yeah. If I'm not proud of my ideas, why should somebody else be proud of them? Because when you're, he said, don't start a company unless it's an obsession and something you love. If you have an exit strategy, it's not an obsession. And I was like, how many times have I been told to, oh, you always got to have an exit plan, or you've got to have, treat your business like you're getting it ready for sale. And I'm like, yeah, some business things that I have done, enterprise I've done, I feel that way about them. But then there's those like my genealogy. I have a huge passion for that. That one's never going to have an exit plan until I'm in a box. That's my exit plan. My exit plan on genealogy is when I move from this life to the next. That's my exit plan for my genealogy business. Because I just have a huge passion for it. It's my baby. Have fun. Number 4 is have fun. And I'm like, oh yes. And Richard Branson said, if you're not having fun, then it's probably time to try something else. And I went, that makes a lot of sense, especially with some of the things I've been thinking about in the last few months in regards to businesses and where I'm going with different things, the road that I'm on, the path that I'm on, making changes to existing businesses to now make it more fun. So if you're not having fun, then it's probably time to do something else. I agree with that. Number 5 is don't give up. He says on every adventure, he says on every adventure I've been on, whether setting up a business, flying around the world in a balloon, or racing across the ocean in a boat, there have been moments when the easy thing to do would be to give up. But by sticking through things, he's propelled himself to immense success, both personal and professional. Without anything, and then he have quotes. Hang on. Yeah, so don't give up. There's been times I've wanted to throw the towel in on various things, and it's sort of like, no, you're allowing grief to come in and play it and raise its ugly head. You're allowing other things to influence you. Stay the path. So there's a lot of times when you get that, I want to give up, I'm done. The biggest one I had was August last year. So August 2019, I'm on this road trip with my parents in Sparkles. We're doing the first major road trip in Sparkles. We did 3,227 miles in 27 days. Do not recommend that at all. And then I read about somebody who did their initial drive, and theirs was 6,000 miles in 29 days. And I'm like, okay. But then when I looked at their route, it was not as it was nowhere near as mountainous as mine was. We were going up hills and down canyons. And the day we drove from from Las Vegas in Nevada to Moab in Utah, which is in the southeast corner of Utah, where you've got Canyonlands and Arches National Park. We were driving that route. I did not know ahead of time how tough that drive was going to be. You remember, I'm learning how to drive. I'm still learning the ins and outs of driving a rig this size. I've got my dad in the seat next to me. My mum's behind me in the couch, and I go driving up, and I'm learning to drive on the hills. So to take the hills up the sides of the mountains and down the other sides, and we've got gradients from 5% to 7% of inclines to go up and go down. And my dad's driven just about everything out there. I mean, he used to drive fire trucks years ago. So he's got a lot of experience driving big vehicles. And he also used to drive trucks at one point too. So he was giving me tips on how to allow the engine to do the work and not use the brakes. But we would go up the side of this canyon, crest the top, there'll be this incredible vista before us, and then we'll go down the other side of that canyon, and then across the floor of the canyon, up the next canyon, and we were literally doing this. You know, up one side, down the other, across the floor, up one side, down the other, across the floor. And it got to the point of sort of like, how many more of these freaking canyons are there for us to drive across? That mental game came in of like, I can't tell you how many times I had an argument inside my head of, I am so done with this. Where can I pull over? I'm done. I'm walking away from this. Like, I was mentally done with the RV. And then it was sort of like, I'd look to my right, and there'd be my dad sitting there, and I'm like, crap, I have my parents with me. I can't give up. And then that would be enough to push me through the next canyon, and we'll crest the next one. It's like, jeepers. And I kept looking down at the phone. How many miles do we have to turn off this road? You know, because when we turn off that road, we don't have that long to go. We've probably got about half an hour to go once we turn off that road. And it just seemed, every time I looked down, but I think I was looking down like every minute, but to me it seemed like it was every 10 to 15 minutes, and we weren't making any progress on that mileage thing. There was a huge quitting battle going on in my brain at the time, and I just kept finding ways to push through. We finally made it. Yes, we got there just as the sun was starting to set. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. We're in a part, we actually went down and got groceries first, came back to the campground to get set up. But they were gorgeous all the red hills were around us. The sun was bouncing off those hills. It was stunningly beautiful. I was mentally and physically exhausted, but I still did my Facebook Live that night. We got everything hooked up, took some photos of the incredible sunset and all of that. And after we got everything hooked up and got back inside, darkness fell. So we had just enough light to get set up, but there was a huge mental game going on in my head about quitting. But just keep pushing through. So totally agree with it. Don't quit, push through. Number 6, we're almost there. Keep setting new challenges. Richard Branson said, if you don't write down your ideas, they could be gone by morning. He solves this problem himself by making lists of every kind, from ideas for companies to upcoming plans. And he says, write down every single idea you have, no matter how big or small. Then challenge yourself to follow through. You never know what's going to hit. I'm always writing down notes. I have journals up the wazoo. In fact, talking about storage. I was talking storage with my two oldest boys the other day, and when I read that this morning, I thought, oh yeah, I have like about 3 or 4 boxes of journals from, different size journals, different composition books that have got ideas in there. I've got notes from seminars I have attended, got business plans in there, marketing plans in there. My journals are my catch-alls. there are probably about 3 or 4 boxes just full of journals. Yeah, they're not getting chucked out. So if the boys are watching, those boxes are not getting thrown out. Number 7, learn to delegate. He says here, if you find people who can take on tasks you aren't good at, it frees up you to plan for the future. And so many times I get told, one of the biggest things I've learned through through mentoring programs and different training classes I have been to, different seminars, workshops, you name it, a lot of the times they said, do what you are good at and outsource the rest. So if you don't like bookkeeping, find a bookkeeper to do your books for you. If you don't like setting up appointments, find a company that will set up appointments for you. If you don't like having to write blogs and things, find ghostwriters or PLR articles, or, you know, there were always different things that you could do. You know, hire people to do the things that you don't like to do so you can do what you're good at. And so that one, totally believe in that one. And plus it reduces your stress levels greatly too. Because if you're sitting there thinking, crap, I've got to sit down and do my books and I hate doing my books, you're going to put that task off, put it off and put it off and put it off, and then it's not going to get done. Then you're scrambling at tax time and all that sort of stuff to get the books up to date, and when you could have just hired everything out to a bookkeeper, sent them the receipts once a month, whatever, once a week, once a month, whatever it is that you set up with them, they put it all into your books for you when it's time to go to the accountant, and you look them over and they're gone. It's done. You don't have to stress about it. Number 8, look after your team. If your staff are having fun and genuinely care about other people, they will enjoy their work more and do a better job. And this is something that when I was working with Marriott, they always had the saying of, if we treat our associates right, they will treat our guests right. And that's something that I've found, that's something that I have found to be true in a lot of businesses. Some businesses will not acknowledge their associates or their employees for the good work they're doing. Those are companies I do not want to be associated with. He then turns around and says, find people who look for the best in others, praise rather than criticize, and love what they do. Those are the sort of companies I want to work with. Those are the sort of clients that I want to work with. Those who want the best for their employees, who want to make sure that we get, you know, they get the business coming in to keep their employees employed, that have that great team building spirit. I love working with teams of people. I have great teams behind me. I can't, you know, there's no I in team and there's no I in success. Just so you know. When anybody achieves success, it's always the team of people behind them who have helped them get where they are. Yes, Richard Branson may be the figurehead of that success and the success that he has achieved, but he hasn't done any of that success without having teams of people behind him to help him get where he is today. He's got people doing the tasks that he doesn't like to do. He's got people to do things, he's got teams of people to do things for him to execute his plans. You know, there's always the team behind you. Be it, you know, you might be a solopreneur, but you've got vendors that you rely on to help distribute the products or the services that you have. And then you've got your clients. They're all part of your team for making your business a success. So look after your team, and they will not only work harder for you, but they will increase your client retention as well as your client satisfaction and all that sort of stuff. Number 9, get out there. Number 9 on Richard Branson's list is get out there. Rather than sitting in front of a screen all your life, switch off the TV or the computer and go out into the world. Wow, where have you heard that one before? Sunday, unplug day for me. I try to unplug every Sunday when I can. He says and this bit, when I read this, I was like, yes! There are so many companies that need to learn what I am about to say, because Richard Branson has it written here on his top 10 on his list of success under get out there. He says, take a break from work also gives you a chance to relax and recharge. Going on regular vacations can mitigate burnout and even help boost your chances of getting a raise. Not only does it boost your chance of getting a raise, but if you are an employee of a company that encourages you to take vacations and you take vacations regularly, their bottom line gets a positive impact because you're not burnt out. You come back from vacation, you're relaxed, you're refreshed, you've cleared the clutter out of the brain. I mean, I have been talking about this for years. And then there was that Forbes article that came out in 2013 about how in 2012 there was $13 billion spent on stress-related health care. And they said, the key phrase in that they said in there was, most of this cost, and the cost is on the rise. So that was 2012. It was $13 billion in 2012. I have no idea what it's been since then. But they said most of that cost could be eliminated by the simple fact of encouraging your employees to take a vacation. Dilbert. Look, it's right there. Number 9 of his top 10 tips for success is get out there, take a break, take regular vacations. And I read that and I was like, yes. You know, somebody as influential as Richard Branson is telling people to take regular vacations to avoid burnout. Yes, love it. And then number 10 on Richard Branson's top tips for success is when people say bad things about you, prove them wrong. He said some people will react to success by trying to hang on to your coattails. The best thing you can do is not only ignore them, but to prove them wrong in every single way. I was like, oh, I love that list. I am actually going to print that list off. I'm going to put it in my journal so I can read it every day. It'll be one of my daily reading things. So it'll be on a piece of paper that can be moved through the pages of my journal. Because I think this list of the top 10 things, you know, I'm going to go back. Number 1 was follow your dreams. Number 2, do some good. Number 3, believe in your ideas. Number 4, have fun. Number 5, don't give up. Number 6, keep setting new challenges. Number 7, learn to delegate. Number 8, look after your team. Number 9, get out there. And number 10, when people say bad things about you, prove them wrong. So those are Richard Branson's top 10 tips for success. The guy's a billionaire. Do you think you should listen to something that he has to say? Hell yeah. I mean, he's such a fun guy. If you have not read, what was this book that I read? The Virgin Way. It is incredible. It's an amazing, amazing book about his journey, and there are so many lessons throughout the entire book. It's one of those books that took me such a long time to read because I kept stopping to highlight things, take notes, write notes in the margins, stick my post-it notes in. It is just an incredible, book about how, you know, the failures that he had, the successes he's had and the failures he's had. You know, some of his, you know, how many times he's almost lost his life and what were the circumstances surrounding that and how he came back from that, from those incidences and things. Incredible, incredible book. So go read it if you haven't. In fact, I read anything by him because he's one of those guys that I just want to learn from, because he's just such an inspiring guy who just basically breaks the rules and goes for it. Doesn't do things regular people do. And then your fun activity today is just go out there and do it. Go have fun. Party for no reason. Just make it an incredible winning Wednesday. I gotta go. I got another call to go get on. But have an absolutely super fantastic, sparkling winning Wednesday today. Remember, dig deep. Dig deep. When you feel like giving up, dig deep. You know, one of the things Richard Branson is don't quit. Just dig deep. The Richard Branson top 10 tips for success. I will put the link in the description of this video because it's a great article. And then fun is just go out there, party hardy, have a great day, make it super fantastic and sparkling. He konera.